Hello, we are exploring the 11th gate, and today we are looking at the third line. And this is actually the second transit for today. The sun is going through two lines, at least in where I live, in where I'm recording this, in GMT. So we are looking at the third line, which is called the Realist, and the gate of ideas and peace. So whenever you get to a third line in an abstract process, it resonates deeply to the emotional side. You're dealing with bonds made and broken. You're dealing with an emotional wave in which contact is being made and broken. And the realist is about the nature of ideas itself, the acknowledgement that peace is transitory. This is the nature of the format energy that runs this circuit. The acknowledgement that peace is transitory is the lifetime learning here. When we see the word peace in these lines, it's something we can substitute the word of ideas for. So the acknowledgement that ideas are transitory. It's quite a relief to realize that everything about the abstract process is transitory. The format energy for this cycle. Oh, excuse me, I got distracted by a blackbird. The format energy for this circuit is cycles. I have to feed it. Excuse me, just a moment. Yes, yes, yes. Here you go. Okay, I'm back. um, the lifetime learning. Yes, ideas. Peace is transitory. Okay. So yeah, it's great to know that because we have things like crisis in the collective abstract circuitry. It's good to know that that's transitory, really. These things have their time, and then they're not valid anymore. Ideas are transitory, and a third line discovers that because every time it bangs into somebody, something else happens. You have this idea in your head, you want to do something, you're banging into the other. This is collective. They want to do something else. Suddenly you've got another idea for them. And the idea you thought was so important, you've put it aside completely and you've leapt into another idea because you've got a chance to get it out. In the exaltation, the internal renewal to maintain strength and alertness, the realization that ideas come and go. You break your heart with this at first because the idea you thought was so important isn't important at all. It just passes and something else takes over. And out of that comes strength. Out of that comes the process towards wisdom. In the detriment, the tendency to appreciate harmony to the point of delusion. The belief that beauty is eternal, fiddling while Rome burns. A pleasure in ideas that have no real application. So these are the people who are saying, well, I know the idea doesn't work because I banged into these people and they think I'm nuts, but I think it's a great idea. I love it. I'm never giving up this idea. This idea is delicious. And they keep on banging into other people and never giving it up. And the idea becomes more important than the application of it. Ra said that these people actually can be deeply dangerous. They have no idea of the other. They don't care about the consequences of the idea. They just think that ideas are cool. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like we should lock up all these people for their own good. Of course, they're designed to appreciate ideas and enjoy them. And this is very important to humanity. After all, these ideas are the font of experience, imagined or otherwise. These days, any idea you could possibly imagine can be realized in a virtual way. And of course, this is the fulfillment of the human process. When I was little, watching Thunderbirds, you could see the strings. You could see the sets wobbling on, lost in space. You had to really suspend belief. These days, if you have an idea, you can show it to everybody, sometimes immediately, and everybody can see its possibility. Our evolutionary process is quite something. We have a huge spectrum of real human experience, and ideally is idealized human experience and fantasized human experience. What is so classic about third lines is not only that they make bonds and break them, but they can be so irresponsible in all of that. This is a great irresponsible idea machine. The realization that ideas come and go, the ideas that a 33 in the first line has, no, the 11 in the third line, oh, number dyslexic there for a moment, they are always coming and going. And due to that, there is a part of them that will never take them seriously. They may produce absolutely brilliant ideas. It is others who will take them seriously. They rarely take their own ideas seriously because they know ideas come and go. Wouldn't it be a great idea to have a building that's 18 miles high? No, these people love ideas that have absolutely no application whatsoever. It is just for the beauty of what an idea is. And we have an enormous privilege to have this kind of consciousness. The horror of this is when we take it seriously. The moment you take ideas seriously, we find crisis. In this irresponsibility lies the enormous beauty of what an idea is. You don't actually have to have anything to do with it. You don't have to have anybody agree with you. It's just the beauty of what an idea can be. Well, it can be infuriating to others, particularly your parents when you're little. You have all these ideas and they say to you, you've got to do something with that. That's an amazing idea. But one day you have the idea you're going to be a plastic surgeon on Mars, and then the next day you're going to be an agriculturalist in Thailand because your ideas have changed, because you know that ideas come and go and you're not taking them seriously. If you have a partner who has this line and they say to you, let's go on holiday tomorrow, don't waste any of your energy packing. The grounding comes from the 12th gate of caution and standstill in the third line called confession, the process of self-analysis. If you have lots of ideas that may or may not come to anything, might some self-analysis be a good idea? Maybe not. Maybe you don't care because you're not taking your own ideas seriously, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, maybe it's a reminder then to wait for recognition and invitation. Maybe that's where the self-analysis can come in. Waiting for that before sharing your wonderful and/or crazy ideas. And maybe a little reminder not to take them seriously, just in case you were tempted to do so. The moon has been in gate 15 since 1623. This is the G-center gate of extremes. At 2338, it moves into gate 52, the logical root center gate called inaction, keeping still mountain. And here it meets Mercury, who is currently in gate 9, the gate of focus. And so we have the channel of concentration, a design of determination. This is the energy to sit down and sit still, to really focus on details. A song title has just put, who did that song called Sit Down? Who did that? Someone's going to know. I bet Alan will know. Come on, Alan. You tell me, who did that song? Oh, sit down, just sit down. Oh, I can't. Anyway, I'm not going to hurt your ears. This is a great energy to have if you are studying for something, or if you need to knuckle down to something and not be distracted. It's the format energy for the logical circuit. We explored gate 9 not so long ago, and then gate 5. We know how important it is to the logical understanding circuit that there is some focus concentration on the patterns. Otherwise, how are you going to know what needs to be corrected? What needs to be repeated in order for mastery to follow? Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much for joining me for this gate 11 in the third line. I'll be back with the fourth line tomorrow. Until then, go gently. I love you. I so love you. And it's really not a throwaway kind of have a nice day remark. It's like, I'm just so grateful for you all just tuning in day after day, listening to my meanderings through Ra's work on the lines. I'm really grateful for your company, for your comments, and yeah, I just feel such love when I do this work. So thank you very much indeed for indulging me. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.